Is it G3
I
time?
think it is.
Is it time to? I think it is. Well, take it away,
This
sir.
is one of my favorite things to talk about because the dishonesty of the gun grabbers is just epic, right? How many times have you heard a gun grabber say, we don't want to ban guns. We just want common sense gun laws. We want safety laws.
Yeah.
And they constantly...
It's for the children.
What's that?
It's for the children.
It's for the children. It's always for the children, you know? But they're always out there trying to convince you, we're not really coming for your guns. We just want common sense safety. Well, when you press them and say, well, what is that common sense safety? They have a very difficult time answering. They might go off on a tangent about restraining orders and red flag laws or, whatever, Ethan's Law type stuff, mandatory locking up your gun type stuff. But it's all incrementalism because they know none of that works. We have 20,000 laws on the books, folks, nationally. And yet we still have people misusing firearms. The reality is people always have accidents and people always misuse things. So this notion that you can just make safety a thing is complete lie because safety isn't their goal. What their end goal is just to take them all away. But so they'll go out there and they'll say things like, look, it's so dishonest of the Republicans to say the Democrats want to take your guns away. It's just not true. Don't believe me, folks. If you would be so kind, Doc, we have a few of these. Number 7, let's just kind of roll through these as we're having a conversation, 7, 8, and 9. These are various gun grabbers that I just pulled randomly off X, making this statement. Here's 42X, all right? They say, misleading and misrepresenting. Democrats don't want to ban guns. They want to ban certain guns like assault rifles. They want more strict background checks. They want harsher penalties for gun law violations, but they don't want to ban guns. Well, I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but banning assault weapons is banning guns.
That is actually it by definition.
Right. And then if we go over to number 8, here we have another gun grabber saying Democrats don't want to ban all guns the way Republicans want to ban all abortions. Okay. They always got to throw that in there, right? Which I thought it was for the children, the safety of the children. And never mind.
Well, those aren't children yet.
Oh, it's a clump of cells. So anyway,
exactly.
That's false equivalency. Glad we're back on familiar footing. You threw me for a loop for a second. They're having a conversation about gun banning, right? So once again, claiming
of course.
It's a lie. The Republicans are just trying to mislead you. It's not like what they've done to abortion. We don't want to do that to your guns. We just want common sense safety gun laws. It's for the children. And then we have old Johnny over here. Last at number 9, Democrats don't want to ban guns. Don't spread false information. Okay. Challenge accepted. So Gabby Giffords, we know her. She is the impetus behind Giffords.org, which is an anti-gun group. They advocate for all sorts of anti-gun laws nationwide. And so Gifford actually did an interview with Time Magazine. If we could throw up number 11, Doc. This is from Time Magazine in a conversation, and I've highlighted the relevant point. We'll jump right to the end where they're talking about...
This was last year, I think.
Yeah, this is recent. And so, but Gifford's is clear about what she's saying. No, she says. Lord, no. She pauses after 32 seconds. Guns, guns, guns. No more guns. Gone. So in a conversation... on what guns to allow, basically, and what laws to go for, she basically says, look, no, guns, 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 no more guns, gone. What does that mean? Sounds like a ban to me, folks.
Sounds like a complete withdrawal of all Second Amendment rights across the entire nation because no more guns gone.
Right. This is one of the largest gun-grabbing groups out there that paints itself as some sort of a safety organization, and the founder said the quiet part out loud once again.
By the way, did you see all of the did you see that whole thing where her handler who was right next to her was like, well, let me clarify what she means there is...
I know, right? Because, damage control, really damage funny. Control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get them riled up and they'll say what they're really thinking. Mm-hmm. But you know what?
And then we have the illustrious...
Yes, we have one more. Let's talk about a classic gun grabber. This goes all the way back to the 90s, folks. Cue up number 10 for us, Doc.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it. I could not do that. The votes weren't here.
So what she's talking about are guns, even though she doesn't say guns in that soundbite. She's talking about a gun ban. And so there she said the quiet part out loud. This went wild back in the 90s when this interview was done. People were like, oh, you said it. And so this just shows that 30 some years ago, this was their goal. 30 some years later, 40 some years later, it's still their goal. It's not changed.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it through incrementalism. And once they pass one law that does nothing, they'll say, well, we tried that. We need to make that law a little bit more effective. They go to the next step, the next step, the next step. Next thing you know, we have Australian and UK style laws and bans. But have they stopped in Australia and UK with the banning of everything under the sun, including kitchen knives? They have not. Incrementalism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now they're trying in Britain. They're trying to outlaw the carrying of knives because there's no reason you would ever need a knife longer than 4 inches.
Now, I had somebody.
Does that sound familiar?
I had somebody from the UK when I was in Germany at a gun show, a trade show in Germany, and one of the UK citizens that was pro-gun came up to me and said, "It's gotten ridiculous in the UK. If you go and buy kitchen knives, you cannot take them out of the vehicle. You have to take the kitchen knife from IKEA straight to your car, put it in the trunk, drive straight home. Cannot be within reach of the driver. Take it out and take it straight in your house. If you go anywhere, stop for gas, anything, the police can arrest you." I'm like, "You're kidding me." And this is what the person told me. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. But that makes sense to me because that is the level of crazy they're doing. If you take a look at Australia, they've banned all sorts of firearms. And the U.S. gun grabbers want to hold up Australia as some glowing example of what we should mimic here in the United States. And guess what was in the news just recently? They're not content with their gun bans that currently exist. Now they're going after pump action rifles, talking about their rapid fire weapons. Why? They're not content with safety, folks, or minimalistic bans. They want them all.
Yeah, they want them all. They want to live in a utopian where the government is the central source of power, but that's a different thing for a different time.
It is. Don't believe the liars.
Legitimately, it's insane, man. When you look at all of these things, if you can't see the incrementalism that they're putting forward and the monster that they're building piece by piece, watch gun channels a lot more often, certain ones, specific ones. But literally, we lay it out with their own words, their own actions, that before you know it, they're taking your driver's licenses. I mean, it does not stop. It is slow cook that frog until there's nothing left.
Yep.
And that is well documented.
Yep.
Well documented.
And it's also designed not just to punish those that have FOID cards, it's also to discourage those that would seek one. Because they'll look at what it could mean. It's like, wow, man, if this thing expires, I could lose my driver's license. Just screw it. It's not worth it. It's meant to not only prevent you from exercising your rights if you're a current gun owner, it's also to discourage future gun owners from exercising those rights. All right, so
I believe they call that the chilling effect.
It is the chilling
in the
effect.
business.
Absolutely, it is the chilling effect. All right, folks, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week. Until then, we'll talk to you soon.